Okay, I've got a million things going on at once, but we're treating the little Meyer hatchery girls for coccidia, and I like to give them a little bit of what's called miracle water. So I'm going to go ahead and shoot the recipe for that. You're going to start out with, I like to use filtered water or bottled water. I usually start out with like 1.5 cups to 2 cups of plain water, and then I mix in 2 to 3 cloves of garlic smashed up, and I do a good heaping spoonful of molasses, and then I do about 1 capful to 1.5 cups of apple cider vinegar with the mother in it. And that's generally what I put in this recipe. Sometimes if I'm not treating them for coccidiosis, I will do something else in there. If I just have an animal that's sick, called Rooster Booster Poultry Cell, and that comes in pelleted form and also liquid form, and you can put that directly in their water or on their feed, or you can also mix it up and put it in this, or put it in some kind of mash. So I'm going to pause this video for a second, and then I'm going to grab all the ingredients and we'll get right back to making this. Okay, so I've unpeeled all the garlic. I'm just going to smash them up, kind of try. They're not really smashing up really great, so I was going to do this ahead of time and not on video, but I figured it would be better just to kind of show you all exactly how I do this. I chop it all up, I smash it. Doesn't matter if there's a little bit bigger chunks in there, as long as you feel like your bird is at a size that they can eat that, because they do like to pick these out of the water and eat them, I've found. So chop that first one up. We're going to throw that in the water. You can also just boil your water and add this into the water as the water's cooling down. You obviously want to cool this down before you give it to them, or make it strong enough that you can add part cold water at the end if you want to get it into them right away if it's an emergency situation. But if you've got a little bit of time for things to cool down afterwards, you can just add it all in while the water's getting ready to boil. I like to turn it off the minute that the water starts boiling and let it cool down from there. None of this has to be perfect. I just kind of eyeball it every time that I do it. There is an exact recipe if you want to Google miracle water and do it for your flock. This is something that you can give any sick animal. I've done it for goats before. I've done it for donkeys. This is something I've been doing for years. With the goats and the donkeys, you can mix in a little bit of baking soda. I believe you can do that too with the chickens. However, I am not somebody who likes to mix vinegar and baking soda together at the same time, so I would do one or the other. I feel like that could be a little rough on their stomach when you consider what vinegar and baking soda does. If you've ever added those two ingredients together, you'll understand what I'm saying about that. So I'm gonna go ahead and add in a big heaping teaspoon or so of molasses. Just let that kind of stir that in there. You want it to have kind of almost a brown tea consistency. So I'm going to take you to that, show you real quick kind of how that looks, like that. Then we're going to go ahead and go in with apple cider vinegar. Make sure that it's the one that has the mother in it, or else it's not as effective. Okay, so you just want to give that a good stir too. I'm going to bring this just to a slight boil and then take it off the heat. I don't know that that even matters, just as long as it all gets, you know, warmed up together and you can kind of steep it like a tea. Please disregard some of the mess in the kitchen. We cooked breakfast and everything else this morning before I'm having to make this. So again, thanks for hanging out, and I hope this is helpful to somebody else and some of their animals. If you have any questions, just drop me a comment.